What's up, y'all? It's Taylor D.
And Tasha B.
And we are How to Be Real. This is episode 6. Oh my gosh.
6. Summer 16. Summer 16. Looking for it.
Yes. And we are on Radio Soul. Rocking with you.
Radio Soul.
Yes. And Soul Life Media YouTube page. Thanks everybody for watching, liking, sharing. We appreciate you. We'd be nothing without you. So today, why don't you go ahead and ease us on into it, Tasha B from the D.
Right. Okay, so something that I just recently got all briefed on by this book I'm reading, the Tao of Wu by the RZA, of course, and was the 12 Jewels. Woo. And for those of you who don't know, the 12 jewels are knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, and happiness. And so the way the book kind of breaks it down is like first you get knowledge. Then when you use the knowledge and apply it to life, that becomes wisdom. And then with wisdom comes understanding. You become, it's easier to understand things when you're wise. Mm-hmm. And when you understand your wisdom and your knowledge and just life, you kind of realize that you have this freedom, this freedom to be yourself, this freedom to change, this freedom to do pretty much anything you would really want to do. Right. And then also with that freedom does come justice, because if you do something and maybe someone doesn't like it, or if it's against the law or whatever, you will face justice for that. And with justice comes equality. So then you realize, everyone's pretty much equal and everyone has the same rights and deserves the same respect. Right. And then there's food, and that could be, literal food or just food for thought. Wings. You know what I mean? Things like that, like things that kind of nourish you, like you said, books, movies, music, whatever it is that kind of conversation. Yeah, conversation, a person even, a relationship. Just food for that soul. That person just makes you feel so good. And then clothing, and that could be, real clothing, or it could just be your demeanor and your body language and how just you kind clothe yourself with personality, your tools for life. Mm-hmm. What you arm yourself with. Exactly. Your swag even, Because I don't know, this is the first time I'm hearing about the 12 jewels. I mean, when you were telling me about, your idea for 12 jewels, I did know, but I don't know the in-depth whatever each one is, what I mean? I'm 22 and I've never heard of it. So. Yeah. So just saying, you're lacing me with game right now, but go ahead. I'm lacing a few people. Your drink is laced. No. Anyway. Hangover. After clothing is shelter. And shelter could mean, your actual house, or it could be just where you go, a place you go to feel safe and feel like, a place that you can go, whether it's a room in someone's house, or maybe it's your car, or maybe it's anywhere. Mm-hmm. And then also your own mind too can be a shelter to where a lot of the times where people are going through things and they'll, kind of go within and kind of think about it and think about things. Sometimes it's bad to overthink, but don't want to get lost in the sauce. Yeah, you don't. You can definitely get lost in them thought sauces. Like, don't want to do that. Make a whole sauce that don't even exist. Like, what am I thinking about? What is that? What if? Right. Dig yourself a whole new hole. Right. Yeah. I feel like I kind of tend to have a problem with overanalyzing and deep thinking. Mm. But sometimes it's true shelters. Yeah. Like you're saying, sometimes overanalyzing and being deep, sometimes that does protect you. Sometimes that allows you to have, gain more wisdom, when you do that. Yeah. So I feel like, I guess it just kind of, you have to take it by case. Exactly. And, kind of with everything, moderation, that's where that comes in, where you kind of got to know when to hold them and when to fold them, when to go in there and just hold them. When to walk away. So, it's kind of just, just realizing and kind of using that wisdom to understand that there are times that you kind of deal with things on your own, and it's best to just kind of keep things to yourself. Right. And when it's better to, get a shoulder to cry on, call a friend, call your mom or whoever, whoever you have, or even if all you have is your journal, go ahead and, get it out. Sometimes it's better to go outward. And a lot of times I'll say, I don't know, about 75% of the time it's better to just kind of go in first. And then gotta go inward. Hey, that was my jam. I was just waiting for you to say it.
As soon as you said outward, I was like, please say inward.
That's what she said. No, I'm just joking. Okay. Off topic.
Anyways, right.
But anyway,
reel her back in.
So after shelter comes love, and then we all know what love is. And after love comes peace. Dude. And you can't really have one without the other. Like you can't be peaceful and hateful. You know what I mean? And if you understand love and you have love, at least in that one place, even if it's just your dog, you're at peace. You know what I mean? You can come home from your hectic day that you might hate everything about your life, but when you around your dog, that's peace. You know, it's like, I love my dog loves me. And when I'm with just me and my dog and we're chilling on the couch, it's so peaceful. Or maybe when we're on our walk, Yeah. So, and then after that, obviously comes happiness. So, with love and peace, how could you not be happy?
Right. Even in those moments, I was just talking to my friend yesterday about that, like about how we talk about having peace and love and happiness in our lives and how much, we work hard to get it, but how hard it really is to implement that in your life, to really be like, okay, I'm dedicating today to just applying love to every situation I face, like we don't really, it's hard to break it down and make it work in your life. Yeah,
it is. It really is.
Stuff happens all the time that can get on your
literally something as simple as driving from one place to another can get you riled up. You're just like, what the fuck? What are you doing? What are you doing? And it just makes you so mad. And I was just talking about this with Tasha, like, dude, I swear I hate driving only because other people are on the road. And it's like someone always does something. It never fails. Yeah. Whether they're the ones that are pissed off and flipping you off or you're the one that's like, what the learn how to drive,
Right. So like,
great.
With the 12 jewels in the Tao of Wu, does it go into how to apply it or how to keep that motivation?
He actually talks about them, I would say in order, but not really in order. But he'll kind of list an example or an experience from his life and then kind of talk about how that ties into these 12 jewels. And so with knowledge, it's kind of just like when you go through something and it's the first time you've gone through that thing, that's you gaining knowledge because you're not wise to what's going on, and you're necessarily, a lot of the times you're not even going to do the right thing, and it's going to end up causing a problem for you to where maybe you're in a relationship with the wrong person, or financially you're doing stupid stuff with your credit card or just whatever, and that's going to create a situation in your life that's going to give you some knowledge. You know what I mean? Right. It's like, like even if you as a little kid, you're running and you run too fast, you trip and fall. You're like, okay, now I know I need to slow down.
Your face all up.
Exactly. You know, make yourself cry and have to get all picked up and coddled because, it's like, okay, now I realize that's my limit. I need to not run that fast. Okay, let me chill out. And that's that knowledge. And then the next time you're running, you can apply that knowledge and it becomes wisdom. Like, okay, now I'm wise enough to know that I can only run so fast until my feet trip up and I fall. So, simple example, but, an example. Right. And then understanding is like, once you apply that wisdom and you see that it works, you understand it. You're like, oh, okay, see, now I understand limits, Right. I understand that everything kind of has a limit, and then it kind of starts growing. You know what I mean? And then you kind of learn, once you get that understanding, like you said, the freedom, it's like you understand your freedom. Now, like, oh, I can run. And even if I fall, I can still get back up and continue to run. I could choose that. So it's like
these steps are like naturally flowing. Like once you experience one thing, it's almost a domino effect that you just naturally will experience the other things. Like everything's just kind of falling into place.
I mean, there's that. And then sometimes people make the same mistakes, you know what I mean? To where we can go back to being with the wrong person, to where it's like, you know what I mean? Being with the wrong person, or just any life choice, you know what I mean? And definitely. It's like, you keep coming into these same things. Like, dude, I keep getting myself, roadblocks. I keep doing this and I keep ending up in the same predicament. Like, what the hell? I'm not understanding. And then, it'll keep, you know what I mean? That lesson will keep trying to teach you, like teach you. And if you're not learning, it's just going to keep happening to you until you realize, okay, I'm getting the knowledge. It's right here. If I just fucking apply that knowledge, I know what I need to do. I know I need to eat healthier. I know I need to eat healthy. Stop eating bacon and fried food. I know I need to stop because it's giving me heartburn. It's making me fat. I know I need to cut it out, but I'm about to go to Popeyes anyway and get the $5 box because that's what I do. You know what I mean? It's like, okay.
That's my happiness and my peace.
And that's, that a lot of people get caught in that to where it's like, I know, but I got the knowledge, but I'm not going to apply it and make it wisdom. You know what I mean? So it's not till you apply that and say, you know what? I need to stop eating fried foods. No more Popeyes boxes. Today is the last day. This is it. Right. And then knock it off. Then it's like, okay, it's wisdom because now I'm applying it to my life and my acne's clearing up and my skin's not so oily and, I'm working out more and I'm losing my weight. I'm fitting my clothes better. You know what I mean? And things start to kind of, manifest.
Well, with that, with the 12 jewels and like how you're saying being able to apply these things to your life and really like not just understand them and get the knowledge, but applying it and gaining the wisdom. I feel like the supreme mathematics and the supreme alphabet were like created to help people, like to give humans like that natural reminder. You know what I mean? That natural reminder. So for you guys who don't know, the supreme mathematics and the supreme alphabet, down. Right? I'll make it down all the way down. Okay. It's a system of understanding numerals and letters alongside concepts. So you basically take those concepts and you apply them to your everyday life. So how Tasha was saying, the knowledge and the understanding. So in a supreme mathematics, knowledge the number one would be knowledge. The number two would be wisdom. The number three would be understanding. And you would break it down, so on and so forth. I could break it down real quick, just one time. Number 4 would be culture and freedom. Okay. Number 5 would be power. 6 is equality. 7, the number 7 represents God and the divine and perfection. Number 8 is build or destroy. Number 9 is rebirth. And 0, which is cipher, which is a cycle. So it's like never ending. So, and then there's also the supreme alphabet, which every letter breaks down some concept as well. And so with everyday life, I feel like, we are constantly surrounded by numbers and letters, right? Yes. So something as simple as breaking down the date, you're able to, that's basically, so people like the nation of earths and gods, who are the ones who created the supreme mathematics and supreme alphabet and helped like spread it, they believe that like when they ask you what's the math, it's saying like what is your mathematics for today? So you break down like the date or your name, something that's like a changing letter. So more like the date, because your name,
like the time or whatever.
Right, or the time, exactly. So we could do an example. What's today's date? So April, which is 4, 7th. Yeah. Right? Okay, 7th, 16. Okay, so it would be 4, which is culture. 7, which is God or perfection. 1, which is knowledge. And 6, which is equality. So culture, God, perfection, God or perfection, knowledge, and equality. So we would use each one of those concepts and try and find, the most culture out of that. What can we get God out of for today? Or how can we help people see the God inside of me? How can we always do our best, as in our, the 4 Agreements, another awesome book by Miguel Ruiz. Yeah. Check it out. Knowledge. How can we grasp the most out of what people say to us today?
And what can we learn from what happened?
Exactly.
What situations can we do differently?
Exactly.
Like that.
Yes, and then equality. How can we all become one with this universe today? How can we break that down? Or since that represents the year, how can we incorporate that into a main focus for the year?
Yeah.
So
that's a big one, especially with the election this year.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know, equality. This being the year of equality, I'm really hoping it's Bernie's Bernie's turn, not Hillary's turn. You know, she's going around, it's my turn. Like
I just feel like it's our turn. I feel like
that's what I think. That's whose turn it really is. It's the people's turn. It's time for us to feel like this is actually our country, because a lot of people, you know, feel like, I don't know if you've seen that meme where it was a picture of a McDonald's like logo, and it said America's, like, I don't know, like truths or whatever, and it was like food is McDonald's, a leader is Donald Trump, a role model is Kim Kardashian, and then it was something else, but I don't remember what the last thing was. But it's basically kind of saying, like, you know, that's who we are, and that's just what they see. Because they don't see stuff like this. You know what I mean? Maybe some of them do, but for the most part, it's not blasted. Like stuff like this and stuff like, you know, certain things, just like really who we more identify with. I mean, just anybody. It's not really just out there like that. They're not saying like, oh, you guys are natural hair struggles. Oh, you guys are fighting for rights. You guys are trying to be equal. You know, it's not just, they don't think that about us. They think that we all just praise Kim Kardashian and really back Donald Trump. Like, that's just what you guys are seeing. You know, and it's like you guys take the negative and you know that's not really us. It's not. But that's what makes it overseas. That's what makes it, because it's really shockingly popular, like Donald Trump. It's really such a shock that this person is who he is.
But it's kind of like that shock that we kind of needed to snap us into reality about the state of our society. Like, you know, like there was a video circulated on YouTube, and it was this guy giving out free hugs. Have you seen that?
Yes, and he went to the Donald Trump rally, and everybody was. One lady said, "Do you support Donald Trump? I'll punch you in the face if you don't."
One man said, all the guy who's hugging told this man was, "I'm just giving free hugs." He was like, we need love. And he was like, there's no love in this world. Wow. That's what he said out of his mouth. And was like, he's a grown man at the Donald Trump rally and said, there is no love in this world.
And that's what his followers are like. They're all just, you know, without love. And it's just really crazy.
Right. And the fact that people truly believe that, like they truly live and breathe, like, could you imagine not feeling love at all and truly being like, there's no love? Can you imagine
rejecting love? Because this man rejected. This guy's here. And like literally, he didn't have anything related to the campaign at all on. He had a black shirt that said free hugs in white. And he had a sign that was the same thing. It just said free hug. That's all it said. And you know, it's like you're rejecting this guy who's just like, hey, man, free hug. I think we need more love in the world. He didn't say anything political whatsoever.
No, he didn't.
That's all he said, and you're rejecting it. You know what I mean? So it's not even that you don't really know love; it's that you're kind of, I don't know, like pushing hate.
You don't
it's like
believe
you're pushing it away. You have like a love force field on, to where you're just like, no love, no, hell no.
Like something has had to happen to that person. It had to make them that way, or they have a instability in their mind, or somewhere there's a gap, you know, somewhere there's a chunk missing that needs to be filled, you know, with love. And everybody needs love. Come on.
And you
now,
know, like, it's people like that who are like the most sensitive, like you said, who had something happen to them. And when you do talk to them for a longer period of time, you do kind of you might even break that person down to tears by asking them a simple question about their past. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. And it's like that all comes into like suppressing everything. You know what I mean? And like I mentioned earlier, even if it's just a journal, and I know, you know, a lot of people don't really write in journals or whatever, but I mean, like my journal's right here. I'm just saying, like, even if it's something stupid, you know what I mean? I know how it feels to feel like I don't want to burden other people with my problems. I don't, you know, no one cares. Why would I talk about this? So-and-so's in a good mood. Why would I bring them down with what I'm going through? Let me just, you know, be quiet and try to act like I'm having a good time. Like I know how that feels. And writing, honestly, is really that catharsis that I need to kind of just get it out. You know what I mean? Just kind of like, okay, look, I'm not going to bring it up, like I said, bring somebody down or whatever. And who knows? Try it, because somebody might care. You know what I mean? There's people like Taylor who you may think that you're bringing her down because she's in such a good mood. But if you do just say, hey, man, like, I'm sorry, today this is going on and I feel like this and I don't know what to do. She'll actually talk to you about it. And, you know, I think like 9 times out of 10 people are like that, because I know I'm like that as well. Like I'm, you know, even if you do bring my mood down, I may think like, dang, I was in a good mood. Why is she tripping? But if this is really serious to you and I call you a friend, why would I, not try to help? Because, it doesn't, you can't be in a good mood if someone you care about is in a bad mood. For me, it's just like, damn.
It does make it really difficult.
It's like, let me try to.
Right, exactly. Uplift. And I feel like that's, as far as, the nations of gods and earths, they have there's a lot of greatness in what they are teaching. But, everything in moderation, because there's also some things, that, like how male dominated all of that is.
I want us to touch on that too.
Right. So I feel like when talking about the 12 jewels and when utilizing and using the supreme alphabet and the supreme mathematics in your life, I think it's best to think about it as a key to understanding humankind's relationship with the universe.
Yeah. Or just kind of like a guide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like a template where you got to follow it, but just like kind of a guide and kind of like some, just like any self-help advice is just advice, and you can either take it or you can't. You could take, maybe there's a couple of the jewels that you want to focus on, do that. I mean, it's really all up to you. Anybody, you know what I mean? Just take what you think you need. Maybe you feel like you are cool, you understand how to carry yourself, and you're good off, where you get your food from and all that. So if you understand justice and equality, but maybe it's that knowledge and that wisdom and that understanding that you want to focus on. You're like, bam, 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 I want to learn that. Or maybe you want to find peace. Focus on that. Peace, love, and happiness. Kind of, those all go hand in hand. And it's it is cool. It's a cool concept. But like Taylor said, from the book I was reading, the Tao of Wu, it's a good book, really easy read. But
it is a good book.
At the same time,
shout out RZA.
Yeah, RZA, what's up? Anyway, but I kind of felt the same way, the same vibe that you were feeling, to where he mentions a lot how Black men are the fathers of the universe, and he says all these uplifting things, and it's great. It's no, I'm not trying to bump it or nothing like that, but he completely doesn't even talk about women at all. And, you can tell this is a man who respects his mom and probably, whoever he's with or whatever. And it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like he disdains women.
Right.
It doesn't seem like that. It doesn't seem like it's negative, but it's a complete neglect, which is, I don't know if it's like the same or worse. I don't know. But I think I found it to be kind of fucked up.
Excuse
my language. That's deep. I know you like it.
It's just, I feel like my mom. Anyways, I just feel like it's that male dominance is shown throughout Islam, though, and through other religions too, and pretty much throughout the world. So we're not
definitely
trying to bash on any
religion. Like, let's not get on Islam, and
we're not bashing.
We're not bashing.
It's just, it is what it is.
It is what it is, and it's clear and evident. I mean, like literally, I wrote it here. I felt a way. I was really upset when I wrote my little paragraph that I wrote about it. But it was basically just saying, like, dude, like, okay, I ranted, but it was just like, he completely like accolades the Black man, like, woo, woo. But then it's like, well, where am I at? I'm reading your book too. Come on, sir.
Like, I hold these
women listen to Wu Tang.
Right.
Like, I could relate to the 12 jewels too. Where am I at? I'm not the mother of the universe. You didn't even talk about that, because this Black man came from a Black woman. So let's not act like, we can't coexist. We can't share the, I don't know, like just the credit for being who we are. Like, and it's not even just Black women and Black people. It's just all people. Why can't we all be, why does it have to be, it's these people that are the Hebrews, they're God's chosen people. And it's like, okay.
Aren't we all God's chosen people?
Everybody else is here too. Exactly.
Like, why do we all have to be in competition all the time with everything?
Everything.
All the time.
Everything.
Like, no wonder why there's so many mentally ill, or like people who are just like, trying to be okay, pasting a smile on every day, and yet they are miserable because there's so much pressure, like just unnecessary pressure.
And then those people,
number one in all areas, literally all aspects of life.
And then those religious extremist people who truly believe Christians are superior to everybody, and everybody else is wrong, and everybody else should die, and
everybody else's books should be burned.
Exactly. And it's totally not just. It's not even just one religion. There's radicalist in every single religion. Every religion, even Scientology. I don't know if you can even call that a religion. I don't know what the hell that is. But, you know, they have a church, and I'm sure it's something they hold just as high as, you know, we hold our religions. But you get those extreme people who just think like, you know, oh, because I'm a devout Scientologist or devout Catholic or a devout Christian or whatever religion you want to say, I'm better than everybody. So I have power. I have power to say this. I have a power to tell this gay person that they're going to hell because I know, because I'm a Christian and I live right. I live by the book. You know what I mean? It's like you get these people who think that. And it's, I personally just believe that religion should be something that is personal. And that, like, I believe that the older I get, the more I just kind of feel that, because it's like, first of all, who are any of us to say who's going to hell and who's not, who's right and who's wrong? I mean, even the person that says there is no God, I mean, I feel in my heart that that's wrong, but who am I to tell you that it's wrong? Right. Do I know?
No, really.
I don't know. I don't have,
but
I don't know everything.
But I can feel God inside of me. I can feel the power of God. So how am I not God? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
You know, like, and it's with the nation of gods and earths, gods represent men and earths are supposed to represent women. And, you know, they say, you know, Mother Earth is, you know, supposed to be womanly, which is amazing. I love my little earth title and everything, but it's like, okay, but gods versus earth, like it seems more like
and God created earth, so it's saying that man created woman, and it's baffling. And honestly, it's more believable to me to believe that God has no gender, because gender is human. You know what I mean? And what determines our gender but our hormones, you know what I mean? And it's stuff like that to where people can take different hormones and get a surgery and now you're a man. And you know what I mean? It's like,
and God has no form.
God is everything. He's everywhere. So it's like, if you're going to assign him a gender, why does it matter which gender he is? He created both of us. You're not going to sit here and say that man was created and then God created man and then woman was just like some weird, I don't know, it's created by something else. Earth didn't create us, man. God created us just like he created men. So
and you were saying it's so hard for people to believe that God is a woman, you know, or, you know, like, that is true. Like, I agree that God has no form and can be a woman and a man and an animal and you know, I feel like God could be water, could be air,
a tree,
a little dust
particle.
God could be whatever the heck he or she is feeling like today. They, whatever they are feeling like today. Because even in the book of Genesis, he said, or the words say that they created the earth. They, the word they is in there. Who is they?
Who is they?
Who is they?
You don't know. It's not a man. He didn't say he.
Ponder on that.
And I mean, it does, you know, try to touch on the fact that God is a man. And I don't know, I guess with this conditioning and the way that we're all just kind of taught and raised and the way we read and everything like that, it is kind of emphasized that God is a man. And it's kind of, I don't know. At first I didn't think anything of it. And then you think like, okay, maybe he isn't a man or a woman.
Right.
Because he's not a human. So, you know, maybe he, or God. And then like you said, we all feel God in us. Men, women, children, transsexuals, whoever you are, you know, you feel the God in you. You know, everyone has that. Everyone refers to that little voice, and that little voice is a lot of times smarter than you are. And it's like that little feeling that you get where you're like, oh, I got a bad feeling about this person. Right. And then that bad feeling turns into some crazy shit that you should have listened to. Like, oh, crap, I know that bad feeling. Because I'm going to tell you, every person that's got me into some drama or like hurt me in any way, I have gotten a feeling like, ooh. But then, you know, you ignore it because you think, you know, whatever, I know what's going on. This person says this about themselves and I'm believing what they say. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But a lot of the times it's that little voice that you should have listened to. You know, like, dang, something told me to move my phone and now it fell. Ugh. I knew it. Something told me to put it away and it just should have put it away. You know, we all have moments like that. And I'm not saying that, you know, that's all God is. But I'm saying, you know, it's things like that, you know, kind of get me. Like the other day, I was driving, right? And there was this truck and it had a whole bunch of like, you you know those wooden things that people make pallets on? Like if you want to make a whole pallet of like DVDs.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like a wood thing and it has like wood like that.
Yes.
And it's just made and whatever. And he had heck of those on his truck. And there was nothing holding him in the truck. And I was behind him. And we're going down the street and I'm like, ooh, there's nothing holding those in. Let me get over. And I got over, I kid you not, as soon as I switched lanes, a crate fell off the thing.
Are you serious?
Yes, I would have hit that thing. It fell off. We were going hella fast. Like it fell off the truck and I would have hit that thing and it would have damaged my car. I have a low car. Like it would have really hit my car. And so it was like, as soon as I got over, I was like, ooh, let me get over. Doop. Got over, boom, fell. I was like, oh my God. I was on the phone with my mom too. I was like, oh my God. Like literally something told me to get over. Like, ooh, that looks like trouble. Let me get over. And it that's crazy.
Trouble.
You know?
That's crazy.
Crazy. But, you know, and it's just little things like that kind of, those are things that give me just like, okay, not only do I have God, but there's some type of angel, maybe a relative or something. There's someone watching over me, looking out for me. Because there's little stuff like that.
Definitely. And,
you know, it happens often, you know, and whether people realize it or not, it kind of happens to all of us. You know, there's a reason why you didn't get it, why it wasn't you in that car accident on the I-80 on your way home.
No,
you know,
really,
there's a reason why, you know what I mean? You ran that light and nobody came through the intersection and got, you know what I mean? There's just certain things where it's like somebody's looking out for you.
Yeah. Yes. I feel like that's a great point to wrap up on. We always have, somebody's always watching our backs. And I feel like we also, you know, we have God in us, around us at all times. And we are powerful. I just feel like
Everybody.
We are all so powerful, more powerful than they want you to know. You know, the media and all the people who hold us to these ridiculous standards and pressures and blah, 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 whoopty. They don't want you to know how powerful you are. We, like, other people are like, you know, just doubting your power, doubting our power.
Yeah. And it's mainly the government, honestly. I seen this meme today and it was like some other country, how they had just overthrown their government. And it was all the people gathered in front of like their capital or whatever. Yeah. And there was like fires and they were like, you know, like, hey, we want change. And their prime minister, like the next day, he resigned. Like,
see, okay, there you go.
I give up. And it's like, it's that thing that they want to keep us from. They want to keep us divided on this race and religion, class, and you know, what are you? Are you mixed? Are you that? Team light skin, team dark skin, you know what I mean? Curly hair versus straight hair, brunettes versus blondes. And it's like they want us to focus so much on our differences that we don't realize that we are all suffering from what's going on. Like that's what they don't want us to realize. They don't want us to look up and be like, wait a minute. We're all down here. You guys are the ones with all the money. No one's taking our jobs. You're taking our jobs. You're cutting the funding for our schools. No one's doing that but you. You know what I mean? You guys want us to pay attention to all this BS. And even with the cops, you know what I mean? They want us to be feuding with the cops when it's not the cops. It's the system. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's just tangent. Sorry. Right. But, you know... It's just that, you know what I mean? They don't want you to, like you said, realize our power, that we have the power to, if we wanted to, shut the system down. Right. We have the power to say, look, this isn't working. We need something else. Y'all need to give us something else.
Right.
No.
Right.
You know what I mean? And whether it's voting or, you know, I don't want to say rioting, but protesting and really just taking a stand, banding together, showing that equality and some unity and a little bit of love and definitely some peace in there. Yes. And we can all, you know, create a happy, better America for everybody. Yes. And that's kind of what I'm hoping comes in my lifetime. I really do, because I wouldn't want to leave my kids what's going on now, because it's pretty effed up.
Right. So let us know how you guys implement either the Supreme Alphabet, the 12 Jewels, or the Supreme Mathematics. Let us know how that works for you. If you're able to break down, you know, any of the math. What's the math today?
Or if you have something that's kind of similar that you use instead, or maybe you came up with it yourself, or maybe it's a different religion, or from some different country, maybe a different language we don't know. Let us know about that as well. I mean,
use
anything.
The stars, use the earth.
Yeah.
What's that?
Any food y'all have for us, hit us with it. If you have any questions, or like if maybe you want to read a book or two that we've read or mentioned or anything like that, go ahead and let us know in the comments. And definitely like and share and tell your friends.
Yes, and visit us on Facebook. It's facebook.com /HWTBRL. How to be real. Okay?
No vowels, baby.
Right, no vowels. And find us on Twitter and Periscope at HWTBRL. Okay? I'm at justsay_Tay on Instagram.
And I'm Tasha B. Tasha with 2 A's, B with 3 E's. And also, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. Our upcoming video. Yes. So we have an upcoming video. We recorded and reviewed March's show curated by Native children. Yes. Salvin and Wise Child, a.k.a. Native Children.
Yeah.
Right here at Soul Collective, y'all.
Right here.
It's called Whose World Is This?
Whose world is this?
What?
Hey, what? Whose world is this? Yes, so we're about to release it this upcoming week, so make sure you check it out on our Facebook page. Like us, share this video, comment, ask questions, and we'll talk to you, we'll respond. We're cool like that.
We're cool. And also, if you want to be a guest on the show, we always love to have guests. Let us know. If this is something that you want to be on, if you want to put your input, be seen, be heard, let us know.
Right, and slide in the DMs.
We'll hit you up.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we'll hit you up with the location of Soul and the date and the time, and we'll get it together. Tay is always trying to copy me, y'all. She's trying to be just like me.
Yeah.
I know. I'm cool.
I'm a Mr. Me Too.
Yeah, you the OG, but you're trying to be like me. That's all I'm saying.
Me Too. Whatever.
Anyways.
I don't even remember now.
Just say it. Tay.
No, I don't even know no more. Whatever she said is what I was going to say. So,
Miss Me Too over here.
Yeah.
But check us out, y'all. And,
and our previous episodes on YouTube. Go to YouTube, go to Soul Life Media, find us there.
Yeah. If you search Soul Life Media, you'll find it. It's probably like the third video down will be us, and we'll be like,
Right. So, and on Radio Soul on SoundCloud.com. /soul-life. All right, y'all. I gotta get out of here.
All right, we got to go. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Much love.
Much love. How to be real.